following is a presentation of TFNN.
This story began on a nice Florida winter day, December 10th, 2005, when lone fishermen in Mosquito Lagoon, out near Cape Canaveral, discovered a crab trap that appeared to have something caught inside of it. As the fisherman looked closer, he noticed that a baby dolphin was tangled in a rope that had cut off the supply of blood to the dolphin's tail. The fisherman cut the rope and called for help because he saw this dolphin was struggling. The dolphin, later named Winter, was brought to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, but too much damage was done to her tail, and it could not be saved. Now, folks, the greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of your attention. And that is exactly what Winter received from a group of prosthetic engineers who created an innovative new design for a prosthetic tail. Winter, she's doing just fine, and her story of survival and success has gone on to touch others, many, many others. These are folks that need a more flexible prosthetic. We can't control the circumstances of life, folks, only how we respond to them. Circumstances are like the wind. Learn to set a good sail, folks, and let the wind take you to your dreams, your treasures, and your destination. Welcome to TFNN. We're glad you're here and you have our attention.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the October 12th fantastic Friday edition of today's Opening Bell on The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes. And folks, I absolutely treasure your presence here today. And my outcome is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. Hope you had a great evening out there, and let's go take a look at one of our tools. I love this tool. This is the tool that says this: what appears to us as the impossible may simply be the untried. What appears to us as the impossible may simply just be the untried, because I believe nothing is impossible. You know, there's ways that lead to everything, folks, and if we have sufficient will, we will always find the means. You know the phrase, right? If there's a will, there is absolutely a way out there. In my opinion, to say things are impossible is merely to just search for an excuse out there. In fact, if you align yourself with the belief in limitations, then what happens? What happens? You know, you manifest limitations into your life out there. You don't want to be doing that. You want to, in fact, you know, if you take a look at the word impossible is used more in the English language than the word possible. That's kind of it's a true fact. It's kind of an amazing thing. And unfortunately, you start buying into it, or some people start buying into it. Not possible, folks, just means, you know, it's unable to be done. What you really want to do, my opinion, is the only definition of impossible is this: it's merely the untried. And really, when you take a look at the word impossible, I am possible. That's all that you've got to do. Take a look at that word, change it to I am possible. In fact, if you take a look at the dictionary, I think the dictionary describes impossible as just simply, you know, things that you can't overcome. You know, it is absolutely nothing but negative when you look at that. And I say no matter what obstacles it is that you have in your life, what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to change that word. You want to have the right belief system. You want to make sure that you are just simply saying just that I am possible. Everything is possible out there, folks. You know, this week we touched on a number of different tools out there, what the mind can achieve or conceive it can achieve out there. Conceive it, believe it, and achieve it, folks. You know, you are the ruler of the greatest nation on earth, your own imagination. 'Tis a lesson you should heed. Try again, and if at first you don't succeed, try again. Lost time, folks, is never found. That's why those 86,400 seconds that begin right now are the most important seconds of your life. You want to be able to make sure that you stay in the present. Why? Because if you're wronged, you know, then what you're going to do, what sometimes folks will do is they'll remember it. And what I would rather you do is be a pioneer of your future, not a prisoner of your past, folks. So what appears to us as the impossible, just think of it as something that just simply hasn't been untried out there. So let's go take a look at these markets, and I certainly want you to have a fantastic weekend because it is Fantastic Friday. We're going to start off by taking a look at the ES Mini as we do each day. We're looking at the 30-minute chart right now. It's trading out at 14.29. If you're listening in on the radio, maybe on your mobile device, you can always catch the archive of this show on Channel 9 out there. Now, you'll see a little red line that is going across the bottom of my screen out here. This little red line right here, that red line is the mark of where QE3 began. So QE3 was announced, back in September 13th? It's now October, Today's October 12th. 1 month later, and you've got the ES Mini trading right where it began at the beginning of QE3. So that level really hasn't been broken. It was tested a couple of times, most certainly. If we take a look at the chart here and pick up from yesterday what we were watching unfold in front of our eyes was the first A to B equals CD up pattern on the 30-minute chart ever since last Friday, ever since the highs that came in on Jobs Friday. That was at about 11 o'clock in the morning. Coincidentally, and I don't know how this works, but the A to B equals CD, the first one on the 30-minute chart, completed at 11 o'clock yesterday morning. If we take a look at that AB equals CD, it was a 1 to 2 A to B equals CD. Started out with the swing point that came in at 7 o'clock on October the 10th. The low out there was 14.21.25. Made a little run here for a while up into the time frame of midnight. That high that it achieved out there was 14.28. Pulls back. What kind of pullback was it? Pretty meager pullback. If we take a look at the retracement from the A point to the B point, what we're going to see is it came back and did a 0.382 retracement. I want you to have your energy source, that rubber band sitting right next to you. Wrap that up because I don't have mine. So you've got to have yours out there. Take that rubber band, wrap that around your finger, back it off only 38%, and then what happens when you let it go? That's right, you've got plenty more energy than Sweet 618. What did the market do? Did what it was supposed to do. Did more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. The sign builders, the bears, were taking a little bit of time off because they had a good run all the way down to the lows that were put in at 7 o'clock on October the 10th, 2 days ago in the evening. So they took a little time out. They just simply went out to the bar, had a few beers. That meant they were just simply, and I want to say thank you to one of the Tigers last night. I hopped into a little local tavern here and was kind enough for Dimitri to buy me a beer. Of course, one beer led to another out there. And so thank you, Dimitri. And but if we do take a look at what the Bulls and the Bears were doing, the Bears just simply had too many beers. I didn't last night. Close, but I didn't. And what did the Bears do? They came into work at 11 o'clock. They didn't punch in till 11 o'clock in the morning yesterday. When they did, they built the sign. It was the first sign on that A to B equals CD up. It was a bearish engulfing candle. You want to make sure that you understand candle patterns out there, because if you don't, you're really not paying attention to what the psychology of the markets is continuing to tell you on a continuous basis. If you trade intraday, I don't care whether you trade investments. If it's your long-term trader, then you want to be taking a look at monthly charts. You want to take a look at monthly candles that are out there, because there are signals that you certainly want to be aware of. So if we take a look at what the ES Mini did, it did a 1 to 2 A to B equals CD. Completed that at 11:30 gave us the first signal that the market wanted to pull back. If a market is going to pull back, and let's just go ahead and erase this A to B equals CD off the screen just to make it a little bit clearer for you. So now let's go from the low to the high. And if a market is going to retrace and pull back, where's it going to retrace back to? Where? Usually 0.618, right? You got three retracement levels, 0.382, 0.618, 0.786. Where is that point? Let's go ahead and change the color on that, make it a little bit easier there. We'll put that in dark black out there so you see those lines on your screen. Sweet 618, 14.28 and a quarter. Where did the ES Mini close coming into 4 p.m. yesterday? Well, let's go look. 1428.25. Folks, how does that work? Do we even need to know how it works? All we need to know is that it does work. You want to make sure that you have a retracement ruler on your screen, because if you took a look at the market yesterday, what most people would report was that the market opened up and it gave back all of its gains. from my standpoint, I take a look at the market, and the market really didn't open until it decided to make an A point of an A to B equals CD. That was at 7 o'clock in the evening. That was at 14.21.25. I think the market actually closed up more than what it shows on my screen, which was the cash S&P up 0.28, up a quarter. So the market really didn't give back all of its gains. All it did was exactly what it's supposed to do. It makes an A to B equals CD, and it pulls back to where? Pulls back to either 382, 618, and 786. We see when it does a retracement of 0.382, as it did on that A to B, or it really did on that B to C leg, we see what happens there, right? Absolutely we do. Now what has the market been doing? Just simply been moving sideways, consolidating some of those gains, even though nobody in the media would report that there were any gains out there. Just simply moving sideways, consolidating a little bit. Really flat market out here. You got the Dow is up about 15 points. The ES Mini really up just 1 point out here. If we take a look around the world here, you've got the DAX trading down 25, the FTSE off 23. Those are both down about 3 to 0.4% out there. Over in Asia last night, another mixed bag. You had the Nikkei down 12 points, down I think almost every day this week out there. You had the Hang Seng up 137 points, so up 0.6%. We'll go take a look at the Hang Seng. The Shanghai pretty much flat, up 2 points out there. King dollar right now back 22 ticks, so you got the King down 22 ticks. You got the market flat. Something to think about. You got the gold contract off for right now, trading at 1766. It does not want to give up much room at those highs. Been consolidating there. I believe we're on day 14, if I'm not mistaken, out there. Silver down 43 cents. Now, silver is giving it back just a little bit. That is down 1 2/10%. Light sweet crude flat out there, up 8 ticks, 92.15. In the pre-market here, we've had some earnings releases. Wells Fargo, I believe they beat the street by a penny out there. They closed at 35.18. They're the leaders dollar-wise on the way down this morning, trading out off a little bit over $1 off at, they're trading at 34 bucks even, Steven. To the upside, you've got NPS Pharmaceuticals, NPSP. They closed at $9.13 last night. They're traded up a healthy, well, let's see here, over about 1.5% at least, up at 10.35, no, up 10%. Up 15%, excuse me. I just had to do the right math out there. Up 15% out at 10.35. Apple trading up this morning. Let's see, Apple closed at 628.10. It is trading out at 628.90, so not exactly up, but it is trading up a bit. Kinder Morgan off of its close yesterday, which was 35.09, out at 34.23. Let's see, Citigroup, so the financials getting a little bit hammered this morning. Maybe they took advantage of Thursday night out as well. Citigroup closed at 35.52. It's trading at 34.95. Rounding out the financials, how about just take a look at the XLF? XLF closed at 16.03, down at 15.87 right now. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. It is Fantastic Friday. Love to hear from you.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
80% of traders fail because they don't know when to get in or out of a market, and all because no one taught them how to read the signs. You see, the stock market has a universal language called Japanese candlesticks, and each day, the buyers and sellers, the bulls and bears, go to work and build signs. This language has been around for thousands of years, and it's easy to learn. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show, and I'm a master sign builder. Download my free report, Candlesticks, The Speed of Trust, on the homepage of TFNN.com for one of the best-kept candlestick secrets. I'll also be conducting an online course Friday, October 19th, to teach you the language of the market's sign builders. You'll learn the best entry and exit techniques and strategies that will create extraordinary rewards. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you like, because trading or investing without learning this language is like running a red light. It's an accident waiting to happen, and there's no airbags or seatbelts. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. And you know, the Bulls and the Bears are getting ready to check into the office here. Some of them are punching in right now. And if you're watching us on Tiger TV, you're taking a look at one of my favorite little cartoons out there. Shows the Bulls and the Bears punching in, getting ready to head to the trading floor. And they're going to be out there building signs today. I don't know if you've ever felt like this, where you've been in the right place, just simply the wrong time out there. And if you have, you know, it is pretty much because you weren't taking a look at candlestick charting out here. So I've had a lot of emails, and thank you for the emails. Folks asking, you know, what can candlesticks actually do for them? Number one, they're really easy to understand. They truly communicate what the psychology is inside the marketplace. They're early indications of market turns. That's what candle signals, really, Japanese candlestick signals are all about. They're all really about market turns out there. They provide really unique insights. They're visual, and learning is absolutely visual out there. Let me give you an example. Let's take a look at the history of charting here just for a second. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Freeport McMoran. I think this chart here is current. It's as of October the 11th out there, so just a couple of days ago. Now, most people, when you actually open up with the Wall Street Journal or maybe IBD and you're taking a look at a chart, you know, you're just seeing price move up and down. And you might look at it and you see a chart like this, and you don't necessarily know what it is that it tells you. And this is really the first dimension or evolution of charts out there. And I equate this chart here, or when you take a look at a chart and just seeing that, to being to basically to black and white television. For those of you that can remember black and white television. The second dimension out there is instead of taking a look at a line chart, what you're really looking at is a bar chart out here. Now, if you're a very experienced user, these bars, as you take a look at them, could actually have some good meaning. But I take a look at this, and that means to me, taking a look at the bar chart is nothing more than going from black and white television to, there it is, the peacock, when we went to color television out there. But you see, there's a third and fourth dimension out here. The third dimension, and all I've done is take the exact same chart. It's the exact same chart. And all I've done is just use three different ways to be able to take a look at price. Here is candlesticks. So when you kind of put it in perspective, the third dimension is where we're taking a look at 3D TV out there, or high definition television. And so the exact same chart, whether it be a bar, whether it be a line, take a look at candlesticks. In the case of Freeport-McMoRan, here it's got one of Stevie's hammer candles right down here. Looks like the June 4th time frame. Look at that hammer candle. We talk about Apple. If you traded Apple, and you paid attention to the hammer candle, as long as it got tested, no problem. In the case of Freeport-McMoRan, it came down and got tested. Hammer candles are very important candles because they help you to understand the psychology of the traders in the marketplace out here. What did in Freeport-McMoRan, came down and tested it. Testing's no problem. You close below it. If you're long, you're wrong. That's all that you have to understand. Now take a look at Freeport-McMoRan. Makes it all the way up to a high right here in the $43 area. Does it looks like sometime in the middle of September, and creates what? Creates an island reversal. Very bearish candle signal. In order to do that, folks, you've got a gap up from the prior session. Look, you've got a long green body out here. Who was in control this day? The bulls. Who was in control in this session when it gapped up? Well, you thought the bulls, and they were. It's just they went out, they partied, they got a hangover, and their hangover paid the price. There's a little gap in here between the low of this island reversal and the high of the next trading session. That says be careful. But, of course, you have to understand all of the candles out there. Even though it's not marked, you've got to understand that gap, because that gap is very important. Take a look at the volume out there. What I'm going to be doing in my workshop a week from today, so I won't be with you a week from Friday, because I will be hosting an online workshop. And there I'm going to really be teaching you how to be able to take these glasses, your glasses, any glasses, maybe you don't wear glasses, and help you to understand some of the other tools, because what candle signals are not is they're not a trading system. What you need to be able to have is other tools out there, other indicators. I'm going to show you how to be able to put all of that together. Look, all the details are on the homepage at tfnn.com. Japanese candlesticks, folks, what they will do is they will put you in the right place at the right time. You want to learn them. Whether or not you can attend the workshop or not, you want to learn Japanese candlesticks charting. It still is a $200 off price, so it's $595. If you got Tiger dollars, it is less than that. Includes a month of my newsletter service, includes the money management workshop that you absolutely want to make sure you have. That's another $149 value. The position size calculator, basically for an entire day's worth of training, it's about $250. So check that out. As long as you're over on the homepage of tfnn.com, Basil's got a workshop coming up the following week as well. You can check on that, as well as download my special report out there, Candlestick Silent Signals, The Speed of Trust. When we get back, we'll go see how these markets here are going to open. Got the futures basically flat out there. The financials, though, have been selling off a bit. J.P. Morgan, Kinder Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo. Looks like a little pressure in the financials. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of TFNN.com where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. You got the Dow up 24 points. S&P flat, up a full penny. Composite flat, up 70 cents. Russell 2000 flat, down 53 cents out there. Microsoft down 5 cents. Intel off 14. Intel heading towards a swing point. We'll take a look at that stock chart. Google off 35 cents. Apple up 35 cents. Boy, is the market open? Well, I guess it is. You've got some things popping and some things dropping. Popping to the upside, JB Hunt Transportation up 5-6% this morning. That's up $3 and change. Citrix Systems, CTXS up 2.5%, up $1.50. Philip Morris PM, they're up 1.5 right now. That's up about 1.5% as well. You got Celgene, CELG up $1. Down, you've got Infosys Limited off $4. That's down 8%. TravelZoo, TZoo down 14%. They're the ones getting whacked the most percentage-wise. You've got Dollar Tree off 3.5%. Wells Fargo down 3.5%. SunTrust off a couple of points out there. And, folks, before we came on the air in that last segment, there was a mention of the Great Panther Silver giveaway. Please go over to the homepage at tfnn.com and sign up for that. It's take you about 2 seconds to do it. For 9 hours each day, 3 days at the end of this month, we're going to be giving away silver each hour. So you want to make sure that you participate. It doesn't cost you anything to do it, and it's a nice free gift. So speaking of silver, let's go to our man Lou in Nashua, New Hampshire, who wanted to take a look at silver. He wanted to take a look at the SLV. Lou, how you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good. Tell me what you want me to look at for you.
I was looking for an entrance.
Okay. So we're taking a look at the SLV. Now, what I'm going to do first, Lou, is I'm going to go take a look at the actual silver contract, and let's take a look at it on at least two different time frames. Let's take a look at it on a weekly time frame, and let's take a look at it on the daily time frame. So let's start off with the weekly time frame if we can. And the weekly time frame, folks, we're taking a look at silver. Take a look at these three candles out here. What are those three candles? Those are doji. Doji, you've got basically, if you take a look at the week here, ended September 21st, you had the open at $34.62, closed at $34.54. How about the next week, the session of September 28th? You open at $34.52, you close at $34.53. How about the next week? So what this is just telling us here, it's telling us that the market is tired. It's this week right now, Lou, that's really giving you the signal. It's like a leaf falling off of a tree out here. This is the weekly chart. You've got a lower close. This is saying that silver may want to, in fact, pull back. Now, where's it going to pull back to? Let's switch over to the daily chart out here. And as we switch over to the daily chart on silver, as soon as I can find it here on my screen, there we go. As we take a look at the daily chart, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back. I'm going to say there's a couple of places for you to be paying attention to. One, the last time that silver tried to pull back at all was really during the time period of the end of August. And there was really not much of a pullback. In the area that was used as support was the 200-day exponential moving average. So right now, this is obviously going to change from day to day, but on your charting tools, what I would do is I would put up the 200-day exponential moving average. Right now on silver, that would be at about $31.22. So that would be the first place that I would take a look at, going into the SLV. In order to really trade the SLV, you should be paying attention to the silver contract. If you don't have access to that, maybe sign up for a Nadex account because they do have a feed that would give you, that way intraday you know what's going on. Overnight sessions, you would know how silver is trading out there, and that's what I would be looking at, because that area really was tested once before and held. Now what I would do is I would wait for a candle signal. So as the market comes down there, don't just automatically buy. I would wait for the bulls to show up to let you know that area was going to hold, or likely going to hold, as support. If we take a look at the SLV specifically, let's go ahead and put that chart up on the screen here. We've got the SLV that typically trades at 10%. You can see the SLV is at 32.71, where silver's at 33.80. That's really because of fees out there. But what I can do for you is I can put the 200 exponential moving average on this chart as well. So let's go do that. I've got to make one quick change here. Let's find it. First, I've got to find it is what I got to. There we go. And so the 200 is going to be the black line. Let me add one more thing to the chart here, tell you exactly what that price point is. On the, I would be looking at about 31.46 on the SLV. All righty?
Great. Thank you.
You betcha. You betcha.
Very thorough.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's go take a look at these markets here. Let's go take a look at things that are popping and dropping out there. Let's go take a look at JBHT, Hunt, transportation. And we'll go take a look at the actual transports and see what's going on there, because we know that has been a weak link. So JBHT up nicely this morning, up about 7%, gapping up, taking out a B point, looks like here, with volume. Oh, okay. Now we pull it back and we get a better idea of what JB Hunt is doing. JB Hunt running right into a downdraft. Now that downdraft really has volume of 6 million shares. That is on July the 17th. So it's coming right into the area where it broke down July 16th. That candle had 1 million shares. You're going to be up into that with more than that kind of volume today, 498,000 shares. So this will be interesting to watch how this equity trades here. If we take a look at this stock chart here, not too bad. Only one sign of breaking down. Only one sign of breaking down where you had some real institutional selling, and he really had it. So the question is that only the first sign, or is there another shoe getting ready to drop out there? Let's take a look at the weekly chart on JB Hunt. The weekly chart does not really look that bad either out there. So if you're on the weekly chart, what it's doing, it's trading inside the swing point high, which takes you back to June 22nd, 2012. Now, that had 6 million shares. So as it comes into that area, it's done 4.7 million shares through yesterday, so it's going to have enough volume. If this closes over the July 20th high, that would be 59.05. It's at 58.58. Would say to me that it wants to at least go up and try to test that high from June 22nd, the week of June 22nd out there. Let's go take a look at Travel Zoo. Travel Zoo, one of the online travel companies. Guess that makes sense, right? I haven't actually used the service out there. TZOO. They're getting the kibosh this morning with volume. So this is down 14% right now. Let's go take a look at Travel Zoo coming right back to, this stock chart looks pretty nasty, doesn't it? Take a look at Travel Zoo. Oof. So this stock was selling in April 2011 at $103.80. And let's just pull this back here for a moment, because you can see that the sign builders were out. Let me just refresh my screen, make sure that I do have everything. You can see, there we go, let's pull this back. Okay, so you can see here, as this equity here was, can't see the dates. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my screen here. Let's just try to work this up. Okay, there we go. So if we take a look at Travel Zoo, the bulls and bears, the sign builders on this equity really came out, and they came out in fashion on April the 26th, 2011. Made a bearish engulfing candle, taking out the last two sessions that had gapped up. That was your first signal that there was trouble in River City. It had made, as I say, made a high of $103.80. Did that on April 25th with 2.3 million shares. Volume coming off of the top there, 4 million shares, and a bearish engulfing candle. Tries to work its way right back up. So we're going to take a look at the pattern on Travel Zoo here. Tries to make its way all the way back up into the area where it moved down on April 26th. It did that on July 19th. Gets up with 1.8 million shares, which was going against the 4 million shares. Actually gaps up, creates that little doji. Very nasty thing when you gap up and you kind of close ambivalently. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean out there. And not that this stock has a pattern or anything, but what did it do on that what did it do on that next session? Created really two patterns out there, didn't it? Created a bearish engulfing candle, and then what did it do the following trading session? Ba-boom. Air out of the tires, gaps down, gets down with 7.3 million shares, but it created another little island out here, I believe. Let's go see. Let's take a look at the high on July 18th, 85.21. The low, 85 up. It did not create an island. Didn't create an island, but certainly that gap down there was your second sign of institutional selling. How would you have felt if you got out at 63 bucks? I think a lot better than where the stock is trading at right now at $20 this morning out here. Gapping down again. This thing here, we're taking a look at a daily chart. Let's go take a look at the weekly chart. See if anybody in this equity is having fun. It looks like only those folks that maybe jumped in on Travel Zoo back in August of 2010. This is coming after a swing point from October 2011. That would be the October 4th area specifically. That low, 2068. You're 2028, 3.3 million shares. And this already has... it says 228,000 shares. You're still closing below it. If it does close below it, it wants to come all the way back down to $11.63. That is on Travel Zoo. Ouch. Don't know what that says. Let's go take a look at Wynn Resorts. You've got Wynn, Steve Wynn, been in the news as of late. And so his equity here, his stock, WYNN, up about 1.5% this morning, trading out at 114.30. So let's go take a look at Wynn Resorts. Wynn Resorts well off of its high. Let's go take a look at the trend line out here, see if this thing has broken its trend from the high of July 20th out there. And as we take a look at that trend line here, you can see that's really what it's trying to do, is get back up into that area. That will take it into testing the swing point high most recently of October 1st out there. That has 1.3 million shares. It's trying to move up into there today, 180,000 shares thus far in the first 15 minutes of trading. Looks like it wants to go try to tag the 117.82 mark, which will probably go ahead and take it right into the trend line here. So far right now, the trend not being Steve Wynn's friend, because the trend on this equity is certainly down out there. Let's go take a look at bonds, James bonds out there. Actually, the 30-year Treasury wasn't a very good James Bond. But let's go take a look at bonds anyways, as soon as I can find, there we go, where I put them on my screen here. Bonds trading up right now, trading out at 149.22. Looks like bonds want to go take a look at what? They want to go try to get into the downtrend here, coming off of the highs from July the 25th. You can see what bonds have done, the 30-year Treasury has done. It has made 3 lower highs, and it has made 2 lower lows out there. So thus far, we've got bonds in kind of a downward but to sideways moving trend. Looks to me, and bonds really not having a ton of activity here as the market had pulled back. I would have expected bonds to have moved much higher. Bonds didn't move much higher. I think that should make you say, something to think about. Let's go take a look at what's going on in the currency market. As we look at the currency market, we've got the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen out here. The U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, just taking a look at really a couple different trend lines. One, it did break the main trend line coming off of the highs from March 15th out there. And trend lines, folks, it's an easy thing to draw on charts. And if you would spend a little time, I went back to 2005 for my clients this morning, just took a look at the S&P and drew uptrend lines on the charts, and they're easy to draw. You don't have to understand any kind of technical analysis other than just picking out some swing points and attaching the line tool to swing point lows or so forth, or swing point highs, depending on which direction you're drawing those trends. But if you believe the trend is your friend, then you should really go out there and see whatever it is that you're trading. Go see what the trend looks like. I did that for my clients in my newsletter on the S&P 500. I think it helps you to kind of open your eyes out there. And if we take a look at the Japanese yen coming off of the trend line off of the highs from March 15th, that's really my first touch point. The next one is going to be the June 25th area. You can see the Japanese yen finally broke through that in September. So it broke through it. Maybe there is a change in trend out here. However, what you can also see is this is starting to make It's starting to make lower highs. And so this says to me, you know what, and I'm not yet convinced that with all of the currency printing going on out in the marketplace, that right now people are focused on Japan. In fact, how often do you hear people talk about the yen versus people talking about the euro or the U.S. dollar? Now, the U.S. dollar, obviously, it is a basket of currencies, and the yen is an important piece of it. But, the focus is on the euro out there. Speaking of the euro, let's go take a look at the euro. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Let's go take a look at the neckline, which is holding as support. It's been tested the last several days here. You got the euro trading out at 129.745 right now. The euro just simply trying to claw its way back, and I'd say claw its way back up to actually go test the highs at that 131.7 mark out there. Let's go take a look at the euro on a intraday chart. I'm going to surf around during the breakout here to see if we can find any Nadex trades out there. 877-927-6648. I believe that's our phone number. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. And the market's relatively quiet out there with the exception of the Dow. You've got the Dow up 32 points. ES Mini. Hello, anybody home? It is up 33 cents right now, whereas the composite is down 23 cents, and the Russell 2000 up down $1.60 right now. In fact, the Russell 2000 futures, let's go take a look at the Russell 2000 futures because, folks, this is actually what you want to be paying attention to. So let's go take a look at the Russell 2000 futures. Why? Because the Russell 2000 futures, Russell 2000 period, was the first one to actually give us the signal that the market was pulling back, and that had been the weakness out there. We know that the Apple and the NASDAQ didn't like that very much. They wanted to be the leader, so they jumped out in front. But if we do take a look at the Russell 2000 futures, it created a bullish engulfing candle yesterday, so the close is going to be very important. You get a close above 828.10 may just simply tell you that the selling pressure is off here just for a bit. So you're going to want to be paying attention to that. If you take a look at the Russell 2000 futures, what it did was it came right back down to the Super Mario Day. That was September 6th. That low out there was 820.80, trading out at 826 right now. So that's going to be an important chart for you to pay attention to, in my opinion, out there. Let's go take a look at some of these. Let's go take a look at some of these other equities here. Let's take a look at Apple. Haven't looked at Apple here this morning, so let's go take a look at that on my screen. Where is she? Where is she? Can't believe I would have gotten rid of the Apple chart, but let's go put it up anyways. AAPL is the ticker symbol. Apple trading down. No, it's trading up 23 cents here this morning. Not really doing a whole lot. If we go take a look at Apple and see where Apple might be headed to, let's just simply take a look. Let's get rid of this chart here. There was that hammer candle, closed below that hammer candle. You were long, you were wrong. No other bullish signal on Apple just yet. If we just take a look at just a simple trend line off of the May 18th area, you can see that Apple is getting very close to testing that area. If we take a look at just simply retracement levels off of the most recent swing point low, I would say that would be the July 25th area. From that low all the way up to the high, you're going to get into the 0.618 level. So Apple getting into what would be considered another really critical area here of support. That is at the 621.60. That's a 0.618 retracement. Also happens to be, a shorter-term trend line out there. If Apple does break through that area, Apple will go ahead and trade down into the 570 mark. I don't think that it will stop at that 0.786. I think it'll come all the way back to what do you see right here? What do you see right here, folks? We're talking about the candle formation of July 25th, July 26th, and July 27th out there. Looks to me like a little island reversal inside Apple. So perhaps Apple wants to go back and get all of those stranded passengers. Of course, that's a bottom reversal. Those folks down there, they don't want to be picked up. They want Apple to keep heading further north, but if Apple does break this trend line, I suspect that is where she or he, whatever you look at on Apple, will want to go ahead and trade to. Let's see what else we have here that is moving in the marketplace of any significance. Percentage-wise, not a whole lot. Oh, you've got, this must be a new IPO, Workday Inc., WDAY. Let's see here. Yeah, there's an IPO out there trading out at $47, so that's not it. Gosh darn, don't know what to tell you. Let's go take a look at, what do we want to take a look at? Let's go take a look at the XLF. That's what we needed to take a look at. The XLF here, you see, actually not doing too bad. It did gap down this morning. And if we take a look at the volume here, the XLF is something to pay attention to because it's either going to lead things up or lead things down. Folks, it is Fantastic Friday. Thanks so much for joining me. Stay tuned. The Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour is up next. Then, as we do on Friday, it's all about your health. Nico DeHaan from 12 to 1. Daryl Martin Show from 1 to 2. David White 2 to 3. Ken Shreve 3 to 4. The Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. Have a great weekend, folks. Take care.